Hey, I'm milking this story. I am milking it because there's always something new about it. Kaizer Chiefs are apparently very displeased with Nasreddine Nabi, and I will tell you the reason why. Speaking of other people who are displeased by certain individual, it seems like Solomon Siobe, the agent of Pulemodi, is not quite satisfied or happy with Pulemodi, although he says otherwise. We will talk about this and more on this new episode. Do I say that? Do I say that? Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Zwane also said something about Nasreddine Nabi. I forgot to say that on the hook. It's coming later on in the video. Right, let's start with Indaba Pulemodi. Pulemodi has signed with Kaizer Chiefs. Boom, we know that, right? But there were reports earlier on this month. Yeah, this month, Uguti, he fired his manager or his agent. It's not necessarily true because according to his manager, who was speaking with Radio 2000 himself, he said that his contract with Pulemodi ended this month. I don't get it because if it ended this month, usually these contracts end at the end of the month. But it seems like in this case, it ended at the beginning of the month or something like that. And then he says after Pulemodi tells him, hey bro, I'm at Chiefs, I'm signing. And he's like, he got surprised because as far as he knew, Chiefs were not interested in signing Pulemodi in January because he says that he offered Pulemodi to Kaizer Chiefs in January and Chiefs were like, we're not interested. But we know what Chiefs meant. They basically were trying to say, we are going to wait for the contract to run out and then we'll approach the player. I guess the other reason for this is because they didn't want any other complications because they did the same thing with Umtutuzi Mtanzane. They tried approaching him in January and then Cape Town City triggered the year extension that they had with him. So Chiefs then had to pay imali for Umtutuzi Mtanzane. So I'm guessing Chiefs did not want to be in the same situation with Pulemodi. As such, they were like, no, we're not interested. I feel like they had some insider information into Indaba Pulemodi because it was clear. I think it was Ukanu, coach where Arrows, who expressed to Pulemodi last July, wanted to come to Chiefs already, and he was disappointed when the move did not materialize. So I can see where this whole thing is coming from. Pulemodi knew Uguti, even though in January Chiefs were not said they were not interested in him, he knew Uguti come June, come end of his contract as a free agent, then he can come to Chiefs. And guess what? That is exactly what has happened. And the manager, the agent Pulemodi continued to talk about Uguti because he wanted and he was looking forward to being part of the negotiations because in contracts there are certain things that you should look at. I'm like, dude, just say Guti. Well, he wasn't going to say, but he missed out on a big payday because I'm sure he was going to get a lot of money also for facilitating a move to Kaizer Chiefs. But then, hard luck to him, he says there are no hard feelings between him and Modi. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Whatever, man. I'm sorry to you. You lost your job, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, before we continue to talk about Enyinto, let me just throw this in here. Kamgelo Mahlatsi is apparently wanted by SuperSport United. He might end up going to SuperSport United. So do with that what you may, right? Comment in my comments. What do you think about Kamohelo Mahlatsi going to SuperSport? Do you think that would be a good fit for him? Because we saw him, he's there training with the Chiefs, but the transfer window is still open. So anything can happen, really. Anything can happen with my feelings if people don't like the videos. Guys, I am glad, I am happy for people who've been liking the videos. You are making me feel good about myself. Continue doing that if you're enjoying the video and if you also just want to see me being happy. And also a special shout out to our member today goes to Umandla Sambo, not the other Mandla. Mandla Sambo this time. Shout out to you, Mandla. You can be a member. It's only 20 rands per month. You have member shout out, you get member shout out, loyalty badges, and priority reply to comments. I reply to all the comments. Hama comments are maning though, but I've tried to answer a lot of them. Anyways, yeah, just do the things and be a member and subscribe to the channel. 65% of you are not subscribed to the channel. Like the video. Do it. Okay, let's talk about the big news, Zigemanch. The other big news. Aibo guys, Iladuma is reporting. Laduma, that's the source, They are reporting ukuthi FCSB, the same team that signed uSiyabonga Ngezana to go to Romania, is also eyeing Ashley Dupree and Uri Frosler. Obviously, I don't think Chiefs would let Dupree go, but for a right amount of money, Chiefs could just do it. They did release players when they didn't have a striker. How much more would they do if they actually got some money for Dupree? I looked at it and I laughed, but it's there. Like, go check Gula Duma. They are saying this club wants to sign Dupree, no Frosler. To me, it's like, did they watch the Chiefs and were like, oh, they have 3 good players. Let's sign them. Olu Frosler, I don't even know how they scouted him and ended up wanting him. But because his last season wasn't the greatest of his seasons. But apparently now, Frosler and Ashley Dupree are wanted in Romania. I don't know how I feel about this. I just don't believe it. What do you guys think? Do you actually think this Romanian team may want to come and get players from Egypt? Because Ngezana, there was nothing. We had nothing. Boom, Ngezana is gone. How? Now, Dupree no Frosler. I mean, I'm having a hard time believing this thing because, excuse me, because, you know, in that tale, guys, sometimes it's a catch in that tale, but we'll see. Me, I will not dismiss anything. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. Okay, so now, Kaizer Chiefs, the main story of this video. Kaizer Chiefs are apparently not happy with Nasreddine Nabi. Remember, Nasreddine Nabi talked to, this is from the witness now. The things that I'm about to talk about from the witness. The witness are saying the Chiefs are, according to their source inside the Kaizer Chiefs camp, were displeased when Nasreddine Nabi talked to his Sunday Times and told them, good, hey, in 58 hours, my situation with Kaizer Chiefs will be solved. And then Chiefs were displeased. And then it gave us a throwback. Chiefs does not like it when their news are public. And the story with the witness, they point, Ipagati, the witness, whatever, they point to the fact that there's this guy, if you remember, Adel Amrouche, if I'm not mistaken, is from Tunisia. The guy was supposed to be hired before Kevin Hunt. You remember that time, Skatse COVID, when they fired Dorp and then they wanted a new coach. And then this Adel Amrouche was the front runner. Kaizer Chiefs were talking to him and he was about to be signed by Kaizer Chiefs. And then this guy decided to tell the media, Uguti, hey, I have a deal in principle with the Kaizer Chiefs. The Chiefs were like, nah, fam, we're not going to do that. We're pulling the plug. And then they ended up signing Kevin Hunt because they did not like the fact that he went and talked to the media. I've seen some people saying that in my comments. I think in the video where I was talking about Unapi, Uguti, the Chiefs do not like it when their news are made public. Also, I feel like, to me, this is what we've been saying, Uguti. One of the things that, for example, Uzwane himself, even Baxter, even Hunt, did not do, or any coach who is a Kaizer Chiefs coach, or who's a coach in general, coaches don't do this. If you're still working for a team or you're still fixing moves to a team, you usually keep those things under the wraps because you are developing a reputation, Yoguti. You will take things that are discussed in secret and bring them in public. For example, I will take Scott Parker with Bournemouth because he's the example that I can talk about. He lost 9-0 to Liverpool last season and then he went out in public and said, the management has not backed me, they've not given me players, ended up getting fired. Or I can even make an example with this guy, Ube coach, Tottenham, Antonio Conte. Naye, he blamed Tottenham, he blamed the management, he blamed the players, they fired him. So these teams, Kaizer Chiefs, now they are in that bracket. They do not like it when managers go out and talk about izinto that they think are internal stuff and they talk about those things outside. As such, I can see why Kaizer Chiefs could actually be mad with Nasreddine Nabi Uguti. He has now gone out and talked about him. And this is not me saying Unabi is not coming, right? This is me saying it's a possibility and it makes sense. But I also want to hear what you guys think about this whole situation. Because if you think Indaba, it starts here. If you start doing it now before we hire you, that means you'll come to Chiefs and we will not give you the players that you want, which usually happens when you coach Chiefs. And then you will complain in public about this. And then that brings down the whole reputation of the team, which is clearly being built, or the reputation not of the team but of the brand, because Kaizer Chiefs has gone beyond being a football team. They are no longer just a football team, a football club. They are a brand, and you can see their brand is growing bigger and bigger and bigger, but the footballing side, their corner, is shrinking. It's like every year, especially in the past 9 years. So they are also prioritizing the PR side, and that is why I say the best person at Kaizer Chiefs right now in how they're doing their job is Jessica Mtaung, because she's the one who's making sure Uguti Chiefs, how they look, how they sell, and everything that they do is top notch. The other thing, the sporting stuff, it's not done so great. That is why I personally think, if Jessica was running the team, things would be much different. I'm just saying. If you agree with me, ungangitshela kuma comments. Because the way that she's doing in the marketing and the branding her Chiefs, you can just see Uguti, this lady is serious about the job. Even Namanje, Kaizer Chiefs are ready. They know who their new players are. They probably have finalized the deal with Nasreddine Nabi. They know Uguti, they are going to announce him on Friday or next week, Monday, or whenever. But what they've done, they've released the tracksuits last week. We're like, oh, the tracksuits. And then the next thing they do, they release the training kits. We're like, ooh, the training kits. These are nini chairs, right? When they announce some signings, Uzobon, they will start by saying signing player updates. And then everyone's like, oh, Chiefs. Everyone is waiting for the Chiefs. And then they post the first player. We're like, hey, then they keep quiet. Then they post the second player. In that way, Kaizer Chiefs is trending. Pirates, yesterday or 2 days back, they were announcing their player. They just made one single poster that was like, hey, welcome our new players. Nothing. But Jessica is strategic in how she does these things, because she cares about how the brand is represented. She cares Uguti, the brand Kaizer Chiefs, the name Kaizer Chiefs starts trending every time Kaizer Chiefs does something. And that thing she gets spots on, and that is why I think they would be against anyone who will try to work against that, or who could try or do anything that would work against that in a way. And also, just to touch on Indaba Nabi, apparently, to those of you who've been saying, I was one arrogant, akafuna ukusebenza namuntu. Apparently, he told the management, this is according to IFA Post, they're saying that he told IFA Post, he told the management he is open to working with anyone who's coming in. I've made my thoughts clear on this one. People think Uzwane is sabotaging coaches. So for me personally, I know it's not easy for him to just leave the Chiefs and say, I'm leaving, I'm resigning, because he has a contract and he's getting paid reasonable, right? So to me, I would still say, if Nabi still comes, just find a negotiation, a strategy with Chiefs. You will go away, get some experience, come back with Chiefs, have some sort of solution which you will still have a job back. Because as much as Yena in his humility or whatever can say, I am willing to work with whoever comes, I don't think that works in his favor, because as I said, there is no winning for him. He stays, we win, it's Nabi. He stays, we lose, it's him sabotaging. So there is no upside of him staying. The only upside for him staying is just the financial package, because he will still be getting his salary. That's the only thing. Guys, do you think the management are really angry with Unapi? Let me know down in the comment section below, and all of the other things that we talked about. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.